I don't remember the last time a movie fucked up my brain like the way this movie does, or like the way this movie did. Apex. Apex is a survival action movie that was released on Netflix in April 2026. It's starring Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton, directed by Baltazar Kumako. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Now, let me tell you, I am a movie freak. There's almost nothing released on this planet in the last 20 years that I have not seen. But this movie blew my mind. And then disclaimer, there are going to be some what do they call it? Spoilers. Yes, spoilers in what I'm about to say. So if you know you haven't seen it, you might want to scroll. Okay. So now Apex was released on Netflix in April 2026 with Charlize Theron playing the role of an adrenaline junkie. She and her husband just like to go out there and push themselves to the limit by scaling mountains, hiking and all that kind of thing. Now, during one of their climbs, they had an accident and her husband died. And you know how these movies go. She's feeling guilty that her husband died and she survived. So she decided to take some alone time to be with nature in the Australian forest. Now, she got to this last town before the forest and she went to go get some supplies from the store. When she went to the store, there were two other hunters who were there. They looked like bad guys, like they were cast to look like bad guys. They started to kind of worry her a bit, looking like they wanted to have a go at her. And then a third stranger comes in. Now he looks like a good guy, sorry. The stranger that comes in, the third guy, looks like a good guy. That is Taron Egerton. So Taron tells these other guys to back off and leave her alone. And then he's also like a small businessman who brings his things to sell at a shop. He sells dried beef, beef jerky. So he comes to supply his stuff. He saves, Charlie's, and we are thinking, okay, I'm thinking like, I know how this movie is gonna go. She's the survivor. These two guys are gonna bother her, and this guy is gonna like try and save the day. And I think that's what I love about the movie because you are watching it and you think you know what the story is going to be, and it completely goes in the opposite direction. She leaves the store, she enters the forest. The first night, she goes to sleep and wakes up, and the two hunters that were heckling her at the store, remember them? They had come to set up camp next to her, and they were, having a bonfire. They were roasting this big game that they've gone to catch, and they are creepy. They look like they're going to do something to her. But then she gets in her truck, nothing happens. She wakes up in the next morning, they are gone. She moves to the next spot, goes to the next spot, sleeps and wakes up, and her bag goes missing. Like she can't find her bag, and there's no one around. So she starts looking in the surrounding areas, and very quickly she comes upon a hut where the good guy, remember the good guy that came to sell his beef at the shop? She comes upon a hut in the forest, and the guy is there. She's like, man, I can't find my bag. This is all weird. Anyway, he's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you some supplies. You're going to be on your way soon, but let's have some breakfast. So she sits down, they're having breakfast, but this guy just starts acting weird. He starts talking, and this girl is like, nah, I don't think he's all right up there. So he's like, wait, I'm bringing you a bag. He goes in the hut and he comes out with the exact same bag that was missing, her exact same bag. He throws the bags at her and he tells her, and then he starts to play a song and he says, by the time this song is done, I am going to start hunting you. Run. And that is when the movie starts. She looks at his eyes and she knows she's looking into the eyes of a madman. She grabs the bag and makes for it, gets into her canoe, and the rest of the movie is basically a cat and mouse chase between this crazy guy, Taron, that started out as a good guy. He turns out to be just a crazy freak of nature. He spends all his time in the forest, so he knows the woods really well. He knows every river, every cave, every hiding place. Every time she thinks she's safe, he pops out there and he's hunting her with bows and arrows. He's hunting her like she is an animal. And he himself, he's acting like he's a predator. He's acting like this is an animal that lives in the forest and he has seen his next prey and he's going for her. The rest of the movie, you're just on your seat. I mean, obviously, I know that Charlize is going to win because, hey, you don't put Charlize in your movie to kill her. So it's kind of like obvious that she is going to live. She's going to, but how she does it is what is going to blow your mind. So if you're looking for something that is action, if you like nature, you like beautiful scenery, you have to watch this movie because it was shot in Australia. And we know Australia is like a hotbed of the most beautiful nature and stuff. They have a lot of crazy wild animals there. It is just amazing and beautiful. And the storyline is also very, very unpredictable. But guess what? Guess what? Like the biggest spoiler at the end is when it's found out when Charlize finds out, when we all find out that the beef this man has been selling, supplying to the store is actually human meat. Yes, it turns out that tourists have been getting missing in this wildlife. Tourists have been getting missing in this safari. And they were wondering what is happening, not knowing that this man that was hunting our girl Charlize, that's what he does. He hunts the tourists, he kills them, and then he skins them and cuts them up and sells them at beef jerky. The first client was his mother. He actually named the beef company, the beef bag, as Genos. Genos is his mom. So it was human meat he was selling. And that is why this movie messed me up for good, because just when I thought I had figured out the plot twist, there was a plot twist under the plot twist. And after this, I said I can't even eat kebab again. In fact, I ate kebab the day after that and I was sick for a week. So that just goes to confirm the meat you eat outside there, be careful. And I think another moral lesson you can pick from this movie is like, looks are deceiving. The people that look innocent, the people that look like they can't do you harm, they are the ones you have to be careful about. Because the bad looking ones, yeah, if someone looks dangerous, you already know they look dangerous. You are already going to be careful because they already look like they're a threat. Now, the real danger are the people who look cool, the decent looking ones. And I think that's what this movie portrayed excellently. The guy that she thought, oh, this one there, he's a homie. Oh, he saved me. Oh my God, gentleman. Oh my God. He is the one who turned out to be a cannibalistic, cold-blooded murderer killer. So anyway, Apex is still streaming on Netflix if you want to go watch it. I mean, I looked at the reviews. The reviews are not going crazy. It's like 6.5 on Rotten Tomatoes. But I personally, I would rate it 8 over 10. Just because I'm a movie freak and I am used to a particular quality when it comes to filmmaking. But the professionals say it's 6.3. But I think you might love it. You might actually rate it higher. So anyway, go watch Apex and tell me what you think about it. And are there any movies you want me to review? Let me know in the comment section below.